first try, but you will get a turn, and you'll even get another turn and probably another turn. Right? Because Betty, how long do we have here?
40 minutes. Okay.
Excellent. So we have plenty of time. And there's plenty of lanes, but there is only 4 of us, okay? So when you come up to the firing line, we're gonna pick a lane, and this is the lane that you're gonna do, and you're gonna shoot down here. Down this lane, you're not gonna shoot over at target number 1 or down past, you're gonna stay right in your lane here, okay? You are going to line up with your shoulder and your hip to the target, okay? Oh, we don't have badges this time?
No badges.
Oh, no badges, okay. As long as no one has anything hanging, because we don't want it to get caught in the bow, okay? When you're at the firing line, there's no fooling around. When you put the bow, when you knock your arrow in the bow, you're always gonna do it down lane. You're not gonna turn around this way, okay? What was I gonna say after that? We are gonna call and tell you when the range is hot, and then we will tell you when the range is cold. So when the range is hot, we are not over here, okay? We are here. When we call it cold, we can go here. If you drop, yes, we'll go down and get all the arrows and everything for you, but we'll call it hot. Nobody's going here. So if you drop an arrow when you're shooting on the grass, just leave it there and pick up another one, because we have plenty of arrows. And we have bows that will fit all ages and all sizes, lefties and righties.
Are there any
Okay.
lefties? No lefties?
Okay. All right, Matt, you want to do a little explanation?
Sure. So I see some familiar faces here, so that's great, but I'm just going to show everybody the mechanics here of shooting the bow. If you're right-handed, you want to hold the bow in your left hand. And like Joy was saying, you want to be square. So if this is the firing line, down range, like that. The arrows have 3 feathers. 2 of them are one color. One is the odd feather. That one is always going to go out. So you'll put the knock next to, there's like a metal button on some of these. Some have 2 things. Some might just have 1. But you want to make sure that that odd feather is out. You want to make sure that it's on the rest. You also want to make sure that when you pull the string back, you're using 3 fingers. And you want to try to just use the pads of your fingers.
Yep.
Because if you grab it with more fingers, or if you make a fist, you can actually turn the arrow off of the rest, and that's not gonna work out. So it might take a little getting used to trying to do these, just pulling it back. 1 finger above, 2 below. You want to put a slight bend in your elbow, and we'll remind you all when you all come up here. You don't have to memorize. Put the pads of your fingers, draw it straight back to the corner of your mouth. You want to make sure that you have a consistent anchor point. There's a pin on the sights here. You want to put that on your target. And then when you're at full draw and you want to shoot, you don't want to make any movement with your body with the exception of just opening your hand to let that arrow go. That way, if your body is moving and the arrow is passing across this rest, it can actually take it off target. Everybody's going to have 5 arrows to shoot. Once all the arrows are shot, hang up your bow. When all the people are done, we'll make sure that it's safe, and we'll call clear or cold range, and then we will go down and grab your arrows, and then the next group can come up. So since we're a little short-handed today, we've only got 4 of us, but there's plenty of time. So we'll have 4 people come up to the line, and we will help you get shooting.
So we'll shoot the 5, and then you guys can hang your bows, sit down. We'll go clean up the arrows, come back, and then the next group can come, and then I'm sure you can go on that after. And if you want to shoot at a different target than you did the first time, feel free to do that. Did anybody bring bows today? Caroline, did you bring your bow? Perfect. Okay.
How does that feel? Resistance-wise, it's okay?
Well, I'm going to go over that. I just want to make
One
sure the
last
draw.
thing, folks, that I forgot to mention is that we do not want to dry fire the bows.
Because you draw that on the bow,
Turn sideways.
and your arm is completely straight. I had a bruise from here to here my first time.
It's your, and when you're ready, just open your hand.
What you're going to do now?
That was perfect.
Plenty of opportunity.
It was good. Good job, man.
Carol. It's like snowing at 20 degrees.
Right? Caroline's first event, it was snowing. And she...
Got it.
Looking good, honey.
Hands on there. Square up, square up. Square up, there you go. There you go. Nice. Good job, man. That's got some power behind it.
So no flinching. It's not gonna be. It's gonna go right in there. And then you're gonna pull back. Okay. So pull back. Just that. How's that? Okay. All right. We have a winner. All right. So now,
What causes the resistance? The suppress rates?
what you're gonna do? We're gonna place this on here. This is your rest. So we have the. Not just rested right in between there.
Okay, so the types of the bowls. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Be able to track.
There you go. So, hands up there. Alright, square yourself up to the target. So you want to turn. So turn this way. There you go. Turn this way. This way. There you go. Good, good. Perfect. This is going to be your sight you're going to aim with. Alright, so pull back. Pull back. Pull back. That way you see your target. There you go. There you go. Boom. Just like that. It's going to take a little practice.
Alright, you know what you're gonna want to try? It's going over. Now let me do it try. There, just have it. I'm gonna get all the way down here by two. Now watch this. Hands all the way back to the top. That's the back part of that.
I got a lot of food here.
That's casting really nice now, huh? I should have worked on that one earlier.
See you guys later. I'm running away. Follow the yellow brick road. Following the yellow brick road.
Bow and arrow.
Archery. Yes.
Grandson was here last year. He said,
I got 2 of them out.
Everybody needs eye protection. Put your glasses on. Rockville Fish and Game is fortunate to be the only club in all of New England that has a dedicated air gun range. All the other clubs, they set up a sight-in range for a match and then have to break it down afterwards. So what we do here is we shoot field target. So we have metal targets that have kill zones from 3/8 of an inch all the way up to 1.5 inches. The targets start at 10 yards and they go out to 55 yards. So if you hit the target, nothing happens. You have to go through this tiny little hole and hit the paddle, and then the target flops down. And then you'll reset it with the string. So you get 1 point for every target you knock down. The perfect score is a 60. I think the best we've had at our club is a 59. We had a gentleman, it was like he shot 3 59s in a row, but never hit the 60, never got it perfect. We have positional shooting as well as our regular shooting position. Leo is our chairman. He's a WFTF, which stands for World Field Target Federation. So he travels and he shoots in the world. So he represents Team USA, and he's gone to, last year it was in Arizona. The previous year it was South Africa, or no, previous year was, this year was Northern Ireland. The previous year was South Africa, then it was Italy. He's been to England. And next year, they're skipping, is it 27? Or
This year, we skipped this year.
we're skipping 26. Next year is going to be up in Canada. So when Leo goes to shoot, he is allowed to shoot unlimited scope, which he happens to shoot a 50 power scope. But he has to brace himself. So he has to rest the gun on his body, and he gets, no back brace, nothing. It's just him and the gun in order to shoot the targets. Alan, myself, Bill, we shoot hunter class. We're limited to a 16 power scope, and we're allowed to sit on a stool as long as there's no back, no arms, and we're allowed to use a bipod. But the 16 power scope makes a big difference when you're trying to focus in, because we don't know what the yardage is for these targets. We have to try to figure out what the yardage is, and then we have to figure out our holdovers, which if this target is at 10 yards, I might have to aim down here in order to hit. Although that isn't one of the last seeing how it's going to go. See, your left shoulder. Down the right shoulder.
Yeah, finger off there.
Finger up here until you're ready to shoot. And this, nope. But we just wanted to get you ready.
Right, that's
Finger
good.
up until you're ready to shoot. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to load it for you, okay? Back on your left hand.
Sight. Let me know when you're
Here you go. And see, you can put the gun right here so that it's here. Let the gun, let this hold the gun.
You sure?
Put the,
You sure? We'll try again. You know, it takes a lot of practice. Was that the first time you ever did this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It takes a lot of practice. All right,
got over the target. You're too high.
Oh, you got it. Nice shot. You're close on this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
how to use the gun, right? Alright, so remember.
Did you like it? You hit, so that's the big thing, right? We did. So as long as you were safe and had fun, that's all that matters. Thank you very much. Thank you. One purple, one orange.
And when you're right,
Try to get everything.
Keep going, gotta get in there. There you go, nice. All right, hold forward. Now, shoot it anywhere you want, don't worry about the ball.
yeah, I'll have to go here. That is good. Forward, down. That's tight to your left hand.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Finger up the trigger. No. Only just slow down a little bit.
So go
Ahead again. Forward so your eyes see this. Go ahead.
Pull the trigger.
And down.
Front side back, rear side.
Patrick.
I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Down there. This is what you see. You only shot once.
Okay.
Who's only shot once so far?
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna wait till long.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Right? For
Need those for big
big fish, yeah. How about fly fishing? Has anybody here ever been fly fishing?
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah.
This is,
catch flying fish.
well, not quite. We use flies to catch fish. Good guess though. So this is a fly fishing pole. And we use little things like this. These would be for, say, saltwater fish or bigger fish, all the way down to little teeny tiny flies. Can you see those?
Yeah.
And there's hooks in there. Yeah, see that? So, yeah. As opposed to, on one of these big poles, I don't know, we might go shark fishing. Or we use really, really big lures, and these are tiny, tiny lures.
Oh, shark fishing.
You want to go shark fishing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna find any sharks in this pond. All right, we have a little button on this. That? Yeah. What's that? Long enough to go across the pond. Okay. Anything right now? Just straight. All right. Let's see what you got. Whoops. All right. So, I can do this real quick. Look at how far it is. So, same thing with your open net. Don't try and throw it into the pond. It's all about the net. Make sense? Right over your shoulder.
Yeah. Wow. That was. Look at that.
Lillian, did you almost get it again?
I almost got it.
Our first ever combination, largest gig speed, security included, and costs its own background 30-day money-back guarantee. The total solution
Okay, we're at Rockville Fish and Game Club. I'm Diana Reed, I'm the president. This is Tammy Nuccio, our state representative.
Rep, yeah.
And she's also a member of the club. And we're here at our annual Youth Range Day, which is open to our community and our members to introduce youth to the fun and exciting world of outdoor sportsman activities.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. The club is a great place to come to bring your kids to learn about conservation and learn about archery and fishing and shooting and all of the other great things that happen outdoors. It's a really good opportunity for our families to come and experience what we have here at the club and learn about safety amongst other things, along with just how to have fun in the outdoors with archery and shooting and fishing and what else?
We've got air gun, we've got trap, we've got skeet, we've got a house on Crystal Lake if you like to take your kayak or canoe out on the lake and enjoy a barbecue lunch or hang out at Sandy Beach. Ice fishing in the winter when we have ice.
Yes, yeah.
2 ponds for fishing, a fly fishing pond and a regular trout-filled pond. Really, so many activities. We also do a lot of conservation projects. We work with the USDA to help perpetuate native species here in Connecticut. So we plant wildflowers and trees, like chestnut trees, which have been decimated over the years. And we have found a hardy stock that was approved, and we have those planted around the property. We're very carefully nurturing them into their maturity. So a lot of really great things. We tend to be in kind of a quiet corner, and we are split between the towns of Vernon and Tolland. And not a lot of people seem to know we're here, but it's a really great place to be, and one that I consider like my second family. Great people and great activities.
I think it's important to bring kids early to places like this to learn about the conservation and also mainly about safety. You know, we see a lot of things in the news nowadays and you see a lot of activities with kids. This is a really good place to learn about the safety of these things, the safety of archery, the safety of fishing. You wouldn't think like, oh, fishing, what's dangerous? There's a lot dangerous about fishing, between drowning, also conservation and everything else. Like, it's just a great area, whether it's pistols, rifles, skeet, bow and arrow. Like, this is just a good place for your kids to come and learn about the outdoors and safety, because all of these things are they're things that you're going to need to know your whole life, and it's the responsible way to do it. My daughter is a state trooper, and she started coming here when she was very young, so she could learn how to shoot. Because one of the main reasons that girls fail out of the academy is they don't know how to shoot and they don't have the physical acumen. So she started doing all those things very early so she could pass her test. This here is where she learned how to safely handle a pistol, how to shoot really well, and now she's considered a sharpshooter. So, you know, this is the kind of place where you come to really educate your children on the outdoors. It's a great place, a lot of fun. It's great for the family, a good place to just come and learn all of these things and be around other people who are just as happy and concerned to make sure you have a really good experience in the outdoors.
Yeah, and I would say we get a lot of families who are interested in the activities that we hold here because they want to get their kids away from the video games, off their couches and out doing some kind of outdoor activity. And it's a great way to have fun and learn a lot at the same time. We have a number of scouting units in the area, 3 of which we charter, and they meet here, they camp out here, they do different activities here, different service projects here. So there's really a great fit between the scouting world and our club. And we hope that we will have more people from our community embrace this kind of outdoor sportsman and conservation efforts and come and check us out.
Rockville Fishing Game, look us up.
Yep, thank you.
Well, at the gunshot, the second, 12 to 15 stations. And each station bird.
Come on down, kids. Come on over here.
Yep. That's it.
We got everybody.
Yep.
All right.
We turn around that way. The attention's now that way. There you go.
All right, guys. Here we are at Rockville Fishing Games Trap and Skeet Facility. This is a game that we use shotguns to shoot. We have different examples of shotguns. This happens to be what they refer to as an over-under. Well, actually now it's just an under.
A break action.
Or a break action gun, yep. All right. And then we have an example of an auto loader. We pop our shells in and it functions automatically. So those are the two main guns that we are going to see out here. We'll play two games out here. Right here all the way on our right, they're shooting a game called Trap. Trap is an interesting game. It's an old English game, and its name came from the fact that they used to shoot pigeons. And they would take those pigeons and hide them under a hat, under a big stove top or, top hat.
Like that?
And they would have a string. And somebody would yell, pull, the hat would flip off that pigeon, and they would shoot the bird. So they were trapping the bird. And that's how this game got its name.
Actual bird?
Yeah, long time ago, they would shoot an actual bird. Okay? It's kind of like hunting, they shoot actual birds, but typically anybody who is hunting, they eat whatever they shoot. Yes, my name is Mark. Yep, good job. So our game of Trap is shot from that, we call it a house, that little brick building out there in the meadow. That house shoots a bird out of there. One of the clay pigeons that you saw flying around, okay? And that bird is moving at almost 50 miles an hour out of that house, and it's going up. And it's coming out at an angle that's about 45 degrees. So we kind of know where the bird's going, but this machine oscillates back and forth. So there's always a guess. They are shooting at a bird that's always rising and always going away from them. This field in the middle is set up right now. You see, again, it's a house, the large house over there and one over here. You see there's a window in that house. There's machines in those windows, and they fire these birds, but they go across. So they're crossing birds. That's a game called Skeet. All right. So the crossing birds is a totally different game. All right. One's going away, represents one type of hunting, and this one's crossing back and forth. Totally different type of hunting. Birds are leaving at about the same speed. I can pass this around. This is a standard trap and skeet target. It's pretty fragile unless you try to shoot it. All right? Sometimes, oh, don't throw them. Just pass it around so all your friends can see it. We've got 5 stations out there with 5 microphones. When you hear them yelling pull, when they yell pull, those mics tell that machine to launch one of those birds. There you go. How many birds are in there? Well, if we get a chance, you guys back up a little bit.
I just heard them say pull.
Yes, you did. Okay. If we get a chance and the field is empty, we'll see if we can sneak out and see what the machines actually looked like. So, Mark, did you want to talk about SCPT?
Yep.
Sorry, did you?
Let me just grab my gun.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, you want mine?
No, you take mine.
So these guns are pretty big and pretty heavy, which is why you guys aren't shooting them today. Yes.
I do play this game.
Why do we? Well, I'll tell you why. When you guys were up at the 22 range, you shot at paper targets, right? Well, actually, you shot at some other targets as well, but for the most part, people are shooting at paper targets. So there's little teeny tiny holes, and you have to stop and look at the holes, okay? But when we play this game, it's kind of like hunting. We actually get to see right away whether or not we did a good job, whether or not we hit our target. Yes?
So, how do you use actual clay things in the shape of birds?
Well, it turns out that that shape, that round shape, it spins and it flies really well. And they're all exactly the same size, shape, and weight. So they all fly the same. So it makes it fair to everybody. So if you had a bird that was shaped in one fashion and somebody else had a bird shaped in a different fashion, they might not fly the same, right? And then it wouldn't be fair. So we're playing a game and we keep a score, so we try to keep it as fair as we can. All right, Marv's gonna talk about.
Okay, my name's Mark Thomas. I'm a coach for a youth shotgun team. We shoot basically out of East Granby. And, you know, we have probably about 15 shooters. We've got actually some that are competing today up in Munson, Mass. And they're shooting trap and skeet. Sometimes they'll shoot sporting clays. And basically, it's open to anyone. It's called the Scholastic Clay Target Program. It's open to anyone who's in school all the way up through college. Basically, who's allowed to shoot? You have to be, old enough that you are, responsible enough to treat the gun safely, because safety is the most important thing that we're concerned about. The other thing is you have to be strong enough to hold the gun for a while. You might think, well, it's only about 7 or 8 pounds, I can hold it, and it doesn't seem that heavy. But believe me, after you do that 50 times or so, your arms start getting tired, and your form and everything kind of fades, and you don't shoot and hit the birds as consistently as you should. Basically, what we do is we go through every practice, and we practice throughout the year. Every practice, before we practice, we go through a safety drill or quiz, and we cover several basic things. I don't know if anybody talked to you. I assume they did about gun safety today, but that's a paramount. What we go through, we'll have a little question and answer session, and we'll say, what are the 4 main things that we're concerned about with gun safety? The first one, most paramount, is muzzle control. This end, the business end of a gun, is the muzzle. And we always want it pointed in a safe direction. Okay, where's a safe direction? Either down or up, or primarily out down range where nobody is. Okay, the next thing that we're concerned about is that the action is open and the gun is unloaded. You never load a gun until you're on position and it's your turn to shoot, okay? You leave the gun empty until then. At that point, you can load it. But when you're not on station and ready to shoot, we want the gun open at all times. The other thing is your finger trigger, okay? We want your finger off the trigger until you're actually ready to shoot. Okay, when you hear them say pull, just before they say pull, they go through a routine. How are they standing? Where are they facing? Where are they going to hold the gun? And they'll put their finger on the trigger and they'll say pull. Okay. The other thing is, basically we make sure that we have the right ammunition. There are various calibers or gauges, they call them, in shotguns. You got 12 gauge, which is what this is, and we shoot most of the time. You got something called a 20 gauge, you got a 28 gauge, and a 410. At a lot of these shoots, there'll be competitions at each gauge. And we want to make sure that we have the proper ammunition, because in a 12 gauge gun, you could take a 20 gauge shell, drop it in by mistake, and it may go partway in the barrel. And then all of a sudden you think, well, I forgot to put a shell in. You put a 12 gauge shell in, you pull the trigger, what could happen? Basically, you're making like okay, because there's pressure. In each shell, there's several components. There's the shell itself, there's a primer, which the firing pin hits that primer. There's powder in there. The primer is hit, it produces a spark, and it ignites that gunpowder. And the pressure of that gunpowder pushes something called a wad and the shot out the barrel. And this is a wad here. This goes in the shell. There's, okay, goes in the shell, and there's BBs or pellets in here. And the power, when that powder goes off, it's going to force this down the barrel. And as this gets out of the barrel, you can see the wad flew apart. Okay, those BBs are going to scatter. And typically, at most of the distances where we're shooting is probably 35 to 40 yards. You're going to have about a 3-foot pattern. So you don't have to hit it directly, but you could kind of be off to one side. Now, anybody that's interested, I have cards here. If you're interested in the program, you know, feel free to ask questions. You can go to mysctp.com, and there's like a 5-minute video that explains the program. So, any questions?
Yep. All right. Good job.
All right. You want to draw it?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Here we go. This is for the compound bow. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah. Ready?
The last 4 numbers. 9119. Excuse me. 9119. 9119.
Woo, buddy! Good job.
There you go. That's the bow. It's yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Last one.
Good job.
For the fishing pole.
Nice.
Whoop. 2 of them fell out. So you did such a good job on the last one. I'm doing the last 4 digits. 9122. 9122. You got to be here to win.
Grant, let me see if they can.
Yeah, that's there you go. 22. Bingo. There you go. Round of applause. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you all very much. So, from an ice cream standpoint,
Here, I'll take your points.
nobody. We're gonna stay on that side of the table.
Sure, they're the drumsticks.
That side of the table. No one's gonna get one from here. Don't touch. Okay.
Oh, thank you, son, for going away.
Hand them out.
all right.
No, no one. Oh, it's on the other side of the table. And we have ice cream sandwiches. This is a chocolate, it's a drumstick. Okay, and we also have just regular ice cream sticks. All right. All right, one at a time. Ice cream sandwich. Sandwich. Yes, you may. Yeah, right now. Ice cream sandwich. Ice cream sandwich? Ice cream sandwich?
What?
No?
Okay.
These are the same as this is ice cream.
No.
You want the ice cream?
You can't.
Okay.
I checked. With what?
I checked.
That one? Yes, we do.